Alright, guys. Alright. Let's do the patch notes. Let's do version 2 because I was trying to play Star Citizen and do patch notes and it don't work. Alright, so obviously,
it never works.
Never works. We are obviously here joined by Ferrets yet again. So obviously, guys, 3.16.0 has gone to Wave 1 PTU. Allegedly, we do have a watermark on the screen at the moment. I do presume the fact that it's more likely the fact that it's 10:30 at night and they just didn't want to bother moving the watermark or they forgot. And that's why I suspect why it's Wave 1, but we still have the watermark. But anyway, let's jump into it to the patch notes. The patch notes don't mention NDA, so I'm presuming we're fine to stream it. Maybe?
I was told that we're fine, so...
Sorry?
I was told that we're fine.
Yeah, and I've been told we're fine too, so... Alright, so obviously, guys, let's jump into the PTU. Let's jump into the patch notes and then play the game. So, obviously 3.16, obviously this is not the complete version. This is basically just grav lift, law and order, and atmospheric boundaries at the moment. So, obviously, known issues. Ships can explode after a player exits them. That could be problematic. Multiple doors are offering only closed options, trapping people inside. This includes Grimhex. Ships sometimes won't appear in the VMA unless the player spawns a ship and then spawns a different ship. I presume storing also works for that. Cannot repair, refuel, or restock at LEOs. I can confirm that does work at PO at the very least. So I have no idea what an LEO is, but at the end of the day, I know PO is at least repairing. Medical beds are not healing injured. Character's head, mobi glasses, other equipment are missing after being released from Crusher. Bounty Hunter's mission may stall indefinitely if leaving the area before it updates on a slow server. Easy Habs and Everest Harbour do not have atmosphere and will asphyxiate players with no suit. Bird logon on a moon or a planet, ship falls through the surface. There are high chances of selling commodities at an admin kiosk will fail. Hammerhead doors and turrets may not open if the player exits during QT, so don't do that. Emergency elevators do not send a valid player to the hospital once the admin patient UI has been activated. Remains on checking availability. Multiple heavy armors clip partially or fully clip through the mobi-glass icons blocking the bottom screen. And weapons will not holster. Feature updates. So
it could be a bit problematic if I can't put down my weapons.
Yeah, I think you can actually. So we had this in 3.15.1. You can take it off you. You can put it back into your backpack or into your ship and stuff like that. And that's how I got past that. Feature updates, gameplay, Gravlift rework has obviously been done to the Nox, Dragonfly, etc. It's been revamped, and obviously that's one of the things they want us to check. Atmospheric boundaries, the addition of flying boundaries in atmosphere to all stand 1, 2, 3, and 4, allowing the players to now fight AI bounties targets above planetary locations. These can be in the areas above caves, derelicts, junk sites, outposts, or UGFs. I was attacked literally at PO coming into land. I'm not sure if that was AI or player or whatnot. I was there literally getting shot at. Law and system improvements. So basically defense of others is a new system they've added. All actors and AI will now see someone going over the friendly fire threshold as hostile for the length of time they have the hostility towards other actors. This addresses the issue of wanting to defend your innocent friend from an unprovoked attack, but not being able to do so during the fact that you will receive a crime stat. So what I gather is that if I'm with Fez and Fez gets shot by, say Cobra, then I can now legally shoot Cobra because he would be hostile to everybody because he shot Fez in the first place. I presume. So, yeah. Reduce. Does that sound right? All actors and AI who now see someone going over the friendly threshold as hostile. So if you go over the friendly fire threshold, you're now hostile. Friendly fire threshold is when you literally fire on someone. So if someone fires on you, the person who fired on you would go over the threshold and now would be hostile to everybody else. So reduce the acquisition of a low-level crime stat. We've removed aggravated vehicle assault, as this would still be a crime around green zones covered by armistice violations, as well as the addition of defense of another mechanics. The reason why they removed that is because it's covered by the first thing. It literally replaces that crime stat. Displaying a victim's name in the infraction notice. Obviously now, guys, when you get an infraction, obviously it will tell you who did it and who's the perpetrator, I presume. Which is good. Bounty hunters been led to trespass zone and around prisons. So what they've basically done is they've reduced the trespassing zone for around the prisons, and they've replaced it with a new system that should allow bounty hunters to get closer, or everybody to get closer. But yeah, it will allow bounty hunters to get closer to the prison, but obviously they still won't be able to camp the prison itself. Criminals now have a less forgiving friendly fire allowance. So if a player is already a criminal or has active hostile timer, the friendly fire allowance is tightened to ensure they don't keep getting away with the first few shots. So if I shoot Fez and then I'm now hostile towards him, my hostility or my friendly fire allowance will be shrank, because you used to be able to go through and then shoot a couple of people a couple of times, and yeah. That's what I did to Cobra that time. I shot him once or twice, and that triggered him to automatically shoot me, and then he got the crime stat. Missiles and the law. We've made a few changes to missile behavior in the law. Firing a locked missile should now max out the friendly fire hostility duration. Currently, locking a missile only counts as a hit, but with it rendered as the ship as hostile for long as the missile is locked. Once the missile is unlocked without being fired, it should add a single hit, fixed an issue that could cause missiles fired at AI to sometimes choose a random friendly target that was close, which would cause the player to get an immediate crime stat. They've also updated reputation for infiltrate and defend missions to not punish or abandon the mission due to spawn timers. Now, bug fixing. Crusader character customizer should now save changes in the PTU when editing appearance. Players should now be able to use the store to put gem, shard, or harvestables into personal inventory. MFDs should no longer be difficult to interact with due to an overriding of inner thought prompts. Items should no longer get in a bad state and highlight as grey instead of green, and being able to customize it. So when you go in your personal inventories, you used to get that grey box where you wouldn't be able to take things off or you wouldn't be able to move things. Theoretically, that shouldn't happen anymore. Mineable rocks should no longer have a small hitbox, which caused the mining UI to have a hard time tracking the progress of the mining. Players should no longer have the potential to fall through the surface of whatever they're lying on after being revived. So when you get revived, you used to fall through the planet sometimes. Normally it was in third person, I noticed. Now that should be fixed. Your capacity UI on equipment armor should no longer appear to be over 100%. Fixed an issue that was causing the main elevators at Grimhex to duplicate. Yes, thank you. Fixed an issue causing group bounties to not complete. Thank you. Logging out in a ship bed or crashing, logging in a recovery should no longer fail with an error 218 or spawn the ship player in the Stanton Star. So you should be able to return to the menu without an error. Okay, so if you crash or log in, you should no longer spawn at the star and you shouldn't get this 218 error. Cool. Game should no longer crash after looting NPC crew members, corpses, and investigate missing crew. A ship volatile cargo should no longer suddenly become critical unstable. The mining UI should no longer scan deposits every time the mining laser is activated. Thank God for that. Quantum traveling towards party members should no longer cause the player to fly into the planet. Moving on hills, stairs, fences, low walls, or props should no longer cause sometimes to trip the player or fling them into the air. Player 1 or 2 should no longer lose all control after player 1 attempts to loot player 2. So incapable body while player 2 opens. Alright, so if you were player 2 and you opened the inventory and player 1 was trying to loot you, it could cause player 1 to lose all control. They fixed an issue that only allow players to split one item from a stack at a time. I can actually test that, actually. Where am I? So elevators should no longer appear in the entrance at tram station and New Babbage. I can confirm that is fixed. Players should no longer load back into their ship beds inside a visible collision after logging onto the planet's surface. There should no longer be a high chance of commodity selling fail at admin kiosks, which is confusing because they say up here that it's still no issue. Being knocked unconscious by another player in the escape route in the prison should no longer trigger an attempt to escape crime. Okay. The Argo Raft deck elevator should no longer pop back black LODs as it descends from the upper deck. Players should no longer encounter deadly winds force reaction when exiting or a post or a ship while carrying a mission crate. Fixed an issue causing repair and refuel to not function at outposts. Fixed 6 client crashes, 4 server crashes, and a dead end. Back-end service crash. Right, so I want to double check the splitting and see if that works. But apart from that, Fez, what are your thoughts on this patch? Yeah. What are your thoughts?
Well, so far it seems alright.
Yeah.
I'm heading out to go get some hover vehicles to test out the new hovering mechanic. And there's a new location. I think there's a new location on the Daymar. Or is it the Delamar? So, there's a new location on there that I haven't seen before.
Right, what's it called?
It's called TPF, and the description says, so for those with a disconcerting taste.
Maybe a new criminal mission or something. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna go check it out though.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, guys. As for that, look. Obviously, at the end of the day, we've just got into the patch. It's just gone live literally about half an hour ago. So yeah, at the end of the day, we're still playing around with it. As for frames, I'm getting really good frame rate. How's your frame rate? Is it any better?
It's better for me because I turned off Twitch. So.
All right.
I think it has to do with the fact that I have 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Gotta get that fixed somehow, you know.
So with the splitting, it only comes up with split. It doesn't come up with the numbers to split. So the splitting is still an issue. Yeah. Alright, but guys, yeah, apart from that, look, obviously at the end of the day, we're both going to be streaming. Well, I'm going to be streaming at least. Fez looks like he's not streaming. So yeah, guys.
I tried.
He tried. Yeah, he needs to get a desktop. But guys, those are your thoughts are in that comment section below. Obviously, guys, as for the patch, I like it. So far so good. Obviously, come and join us in chat and Twitch, and obviously Fez will be in my Discord. So if you want to talk to him my chat maybe. But yeah, apart from that, guys, obviously we'll see you in the universe. Enjoy the 3.16 if you're Wave 1. If not, think about doing subscription because I think it's going to be worth it. Apart from that, guys, have a great night, enjoy yourselves, and we'll see you on the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great night. Want to say bye first?
Yeah, goodbye, you filthy animals.